So tonight I want to talk to you about Springer. For those of you who don't know Springer, well, you should know really if you're a Transformers fan, but nevertheless, he first appeared in Transformers the movie, and he's a Autobot Triple Challenger. He can transform from robot into a mighty helicopter and into a questionable racing car. Now, we've been quite light in the official Masterpiece area for movie figures. We've obviously got a Ultra Magnus and we've got a Hot Rod, and obviously Rodimus Prime as well, but I think really off the top of my head that's about it. And I've got an itch to have a Masterpiece style movie shelf, and I've got a couple of spaces on that shelf at the moment, and one of those is Springer. And I've been very, very tempted in the past to buy the Unique Toys, I think it is, Alan. Now, that is a really big, hefty, chunky bot. And it was reduced to £75 on Kapow recently. And I was that close to buying him. But because there's that many options coming out, I thought there was a Fans Toys one. But I'm going to reel off some of these options now, and I'll try and put a picture there as I say them. So there is a Fans Toys version. There is a Ocular Max version. There is the Unique Toys Alan that I mentioned earlier. There's X-Transbots Virtuous. There is Toy World Spanner. And there is also a version by a new company called Open Play. And here's a quick view of an image someone else has put together that shows some of the different options out there for Springer. So let's address the elephant in the room first, shall we? In the back of our heads, we're all going, give me an official Springer, please. Just like we're going, oh, give me an official Cup, or give me an official RC, or give me official Predaking and Bruticus and all that stuff. So let's face it. Chances are we're all going to get Sun Surge syndrome. Now I'm going to patent that. That's mine. That's my saying. But what I mean by that is Sun Surge was a third-party toy that was released, and as soon as the official product came out, people were selling it about like it was second rate, even though we're still probably a good 6 months, maybe even longer than that, from getting the official Takara Sun Surge. People are selling off that Sunstreaker. People are selling off Sun Surge in order to get that space back in their collection. So essentially, Sun Surge syndrome is basically filling the gap and waiting for the official. Now, not all collectors do that, but there is a number of us in the fandom that actually will do that. And just check out eBay if you don't believe me. See how many of Bagcube Sun Surges that have been sold in the last month or so, or since Sunstreaker was released. Anyway, we're going off topic a little bit, but the point is still valid. All of these third-party options for our favourite green and yellow helicopter look like they all have their own pluses and minuses, but none of them are the official product. And let's face it, when that official product comes around, we're all going to be tempted. So these are essentially stopgaps. Now the problem of that is if you buy one of these products, then what you're actually doing is you're going to lose some money in it potentially. Sun Surge, I've seen some of them sold for about the £70-80 mark. I've seen second-hand ones go for about between £30 and £50. So you're looking at a little bit of a loss there. Some of these figures you're looking at retailing around £80 to £120 potentially, especially the Fan Toys ones or the X-Transbots ones. I'm using comparisons for X-Transbots because I've got their version of Cyclonus and Scourge, and they cost me £100 plus. A pretty expensive stopgap. So, this gets to the interesting part of this discussion. A company that we haven't heard of before, Open Play, I mentioned them earlier, have got a really good looking Springer. And out of all the ones out there, I personally think it's in the top 3 of the designs. If I'm honest with you, probably the X-Transbots one looks a little bit better, and it's got that cool missile accessory. You know, where Springer goes,
I got better things to do tonight than die.
Yeah, that missile. So that one probably looks the best. But to me, there's not much difference then between Ocular Max, Open Play, and what was the other one? Fans Toys. Not that much difference. So then another factor comes into it: the price. The price of the Open Play figure is $54.99. Stupidly cheap, cheaper than a leader class. The Last Night Optimus Prime figure that is basically a repaint. £10 cheaper than that. It's a good looking toy. Now, there isn't many reviews, if any at all, on the interweb at the moment, but there is a video out there. I'll try and put a link in the description below. It doesn't tell you any talking, but it shows you someone transforming the figure, and it looks a good figure. There is no diecast in it, which some people might think of, oh, well, that's just making it cheap. Well, that's not necessarily the case. If you look at some of the MMC figures, if you look at Tarn, one of the best built figures that I own, doesn't contain any diecast apart from the screws. So there's an interesting point there. So maybe they've kept the price down because they've not put metal parts in there. Maybe because the market is saturated with Springers at the moment. We've got a Springer saturation going on. Then, you know what? Maybe they've just brought the price down to go, you know what? We're Open Play, we're a new company, and we want to make a mark, and we've got to make that mark by making our product as cheap as possible. Might be an option. I don't know why they've done it, but it made me make a decision, and that decision is that unless between now and TF Nation some reviews come out that say it's really bad quality or whatever it may be, anything that comes out just to put me off it, I think I've made the decision to go and take a gamble with this Open Play, because for the price, the aesthetics of it, and the fact it nails the 3 modes, unlike many of the other figures, it looks relatively G1 accurate. I think it ticks the boxes for me. And for £55, let's go back to the Sun Surge syndrome. If in 12 months' time we get an official Springer, you're probably you're going to lose £10, £15 on that. It's not going to be that much. People will spend the same price as what you're not going to lose that much. It almost feels like a little bit of a no-brainer to me. So I don't know. I just thought I'd do a video on this just to ask your opinions, really. Where are you on the whole third party saturating the market at the moment with the same character? We're seeing it with Springer, we're seeing it with Stunticons. Lots of different parties bringing out different versions of the characters we know and love. Where does it stop? Are you getting a little bit bored with it? Do you think it's good that there's all this choice out there? Let me know your thoughts. And let me know your thoughts about Springer as well. Are you going to be waiting for an official Masterpiece Springer? Or are you going to dive into one of these third-party figures? It'd be interesting to see. And I think this is it's an interesting topic. It's interesting where third-party fill the gaps. Who knows? I mean, I still own my Mitron. And Mitron is a fantastic version of Megatron, and I've got no intentions of selling him, but I may still pick up a Masterpiece Megatron simply because, well, there's that new Make Toy Starscream coming out. These are our favourite characters. It's okay to have more than one version of them. So who knows? Maybe I will dive into that. I don't know. Well, no, a little bit off subject there, but never mind. So let me know your thoughts anyway. I thought this is an interesting discussion point. If you do want to do any video responses, please do. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll be speaking to you again soon.